Good evening, guys. So, am I audible? Good evening, everyone. And guys, you can let me know in the chat if my voice is audible or not. And is my voice clear? Good evening, Sakshi. Okay. Let's wait for a couple of minutes and then we'll be starting with today's session. Okay. And if anybody have doubts in yesterday's class, you can let me know in the chat. Good evening, guys. So let's wait for a minute until others are joining the session, and then we'll be starting with today's concepts. Today, we'll be seeing about conditional statements, okay, and the jump statements in Java, and also the control structures, like how the looping works. Good evening, Simran. And also, we'll be seeing about Java arrays as well. And if time permits, we'll also be seeing strings in Java. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's start with today's session. So, guys, so today we'll be starting with the conditional statements. Okay, so as the name suggests, conditional statements. So we are going to perform a set of operation if a given condition is true. Okay, so based upon some condition, I'm going to execute some lines of code, or my block of code will be executed, which depends on a particular condition. So one more thing, whenever we are telling about the conditional statements, okay, we do have different conditional statements in Java, but only when the condition is true, some set of statements will be getting executed, and we'll also be giving the condition when some condition is false, then what is to be done. Okay, and the first thing is if. Okay, so here the if statement is actually it is used to test whether a condition. So this is actually the flow diagram. So this is the algorithm. Okay, we are going to give a particular condition. Okay, so if this condition is true, then a particular block of statements will be getting executed. So if this condition is false, then another block of statements will be getting executed. Okay, and we do have four different types of like if statement, like if simple if statement, which means we will be having only a single if condition. If we'll be giving some condition, so if that condition is true, then the corresponding block will be getting executed. Blocks are nothing but blocks means lines of code. Okay, so if condition. Okay, so whenever we are coming to see about simple if, we'll be giving if some condition. Okay, if this is true, if the condition is getting satisfied, then the statements, the lines of code, okay, a group of code is actually like set as block. Okay, the corresponding block will be getting executed. This is a simple if. Okay, only we'll be having a single condition. Okay, and next thing is if else ladder, or if else block, anything you can call. So here how my logic will be is, if I'll be giving some condition. Okay, so if this condition is true, then this set of statements will be getting executed which is present inside this particular block. Okay, if this condition is true, then this will be getting executed, or else and the set of lines of code will be getting executed. Okay, so first we'll be seeing a simple we'll be seeing simple example for simple if and if else, then we'll be moving to if else if later. Okay, okay, so I'll be getting the input from the user, because of which I'm going to create a scanner object. Okay, I'm going to check if a number is an even number. Okay, so in order to check whether a number is an even number, what logic we can put. So we'll be making use of the modulus operator. I hope you people remember what is the need of using a modulus operator. The modulo operator, it actually gives the reminder. Okay, when we are giving when we are like dividing num1 by num2, we'll be obtaining some reminder, right? So the modulus will be giving the reminder. So program to check odd or even. Okay, so I'll be having a num, and I'll be applying modulus 2. Okay, so if the remainder is 0, then it is said to be an even number, right? So when we for example, let's take any even number, 4, 8, anything. So when we divide 8 by 2, the remainder is going to be 0, or anything like 100 by 2, the remainder is going to be 0. That's why this will be our condition. If num mod 2 is equal to 0, then it is going to be an even number, otherwise it's an odd. Okay, you can okay, so in my first program, it is the demonstration of simple if statement. So I'm going to have only a single condition. Okay, so here in this particular program, I'm going to check if the input is an even number. That's it. In this case, I'm not going to worry anything about the odd and all. I'm going to just take the input from the user, and I'm just going to check if it is an even number. That's it. Okay, I'll be giving if my condition. What is my condition? Num mod 2 double equal to 0. Okay, if this condition is true, then I'll be printing even number. Okay, now 34 even number. Okay, because 34 mod 2, the remainder is going to be 0, so I am printing an even number. Only a single condition I have given. Let's check it with an odd number. Okay, we'll be receiving no output. Once again, so I'm giving an odd number, we won't be having any output, because only I have asked the program. In the code, I have only given the statement or the block which is to be executed only when it is an even number. I haven't told anything about the odd number in this case. Okay, so now we'll be using else block. For example, I'm going to get the number from the user. If when I divide it by 2, if the remainder is 0, then I'll be printing it's an even number. Otherwise, else I'll be printing it as an odd number. Else system.out.println odd number. Okay, so when I run the code, now when I give an odd number, I'll be getting the output odd number, 57. Because 57 mod 2, it is not equal to 0. That's why it is being catched in the else block. Okay, so this is how a simple if and an if else later works. Okay, another thing, um, Next, guys, did you understand this? uh, Kindly let me know in the chat if you understand simple if and if else. It's quite very simple. Okay. And my next thing is, okay, here in this case I have said, here we are using only two conditions. So I'll be checking with a single condition. If that fails, I'm going to catch that condition in my else block. What if I want to have multiple conditions? Okay. Like for example, I want to, I want to check the ranges. Like, let my program be something like this. Okay. So I want to get input of a number, and I want to check whether the number is from 1 to 10. Or okay, I'll be I want to take the input as marks from the user, and I want to, like, generate grade for them. Okay, so I'm going to take marks as my input, and I'll be having multiple conditions, right? So it is out of 100. So if the student mark is in the range 91 to 100, then it will be an O grade, outstanding grade. Okay, or if it is from 81 to 90, then it will be an A plus grade. Okay, if it is from 71 to 80, then it is going to be my A grade. So like this, what happens, like, we'll be having multiple conditions. Okay, so here in this case, like, we'll be using something like if else if later. Okay, in the sense, if we'll be giving some condition. Okay, and if that condition is true, some statements will be getting executed. Otherwise, we are going to check another condition. Elif, I'm sorry, else if people Python, we'll be using elif there instead of else if. So else if syntax will be else if the condition. Okay, and if this condition is true, then I'll be giving and like, I'll be like, executing some lines of code, or I'll be giving else if again condition. Some statements will be getting executed. If all this condition fails, I'll be providing a else block. Okay. So it is something like getting marks from the user and generating the grades. Okay. Okay. Um, so I'm getting the marks from the user. Okay. And if my mark is greater than or equal to 91, okay, and if my mark is less than or equal to 100, okay, then my grade will be O. Okay. Else if my mark is greater than or equal to 81, and if my mark is less than or equal to 90, then my grade will be A plus. Okay. uh, if my mark is greater than or equal to 71, and if my mark is less than or equal to 80, then it is going to be an A grade. Okay, we can give any number of else if statement. If my mark is greater than or equal to 61, okay, and if my mark is less than or equal to 70, then my grade is going to be D plus. Okay, if my mark is greater than or equal to 51, and it lies in the range less than or equal to 60, okay, then my grade will be B plus. Okay, if the student score is less than 51, then he is considered as a fail. Okay, So else condition, if none of these condition is getting satisfied, then we'll be giving fail. Okay, so let me get the input from the user. So I'm going to give somewhere around 89. Grade is A plus because it comes and checks here if mark is greater than 91 and mark is less than or equal to 100. No, because mark is less than 89, right? So here the condition fails, and we know the truth table for logical AND, right? This is logical AND. So again, now it comes to the second condition. It checks if mark is greater than or equal to 81. Yes, the condition is true, and it checks if the mark is less than or equal to 90. Yes, it is true. So this block of statement will be getting executed, and that's it. Okay. Next we'll be giving somewhere around like 67. Same. It is the grade is B plus. Okay, so all these three conditions are checked. Everything gets failed. Okay, so the fourth condition is the result as true. So this statement is getting executed. Now we'll be giving some condition for fail. So a student, if for 100 he is scoring less than 51, in the sense like I mean it's not less than 51, less than 50, less than or equal to 50, then he is considered as a fail. Like, so I will be giving somewhere around 40. Okay, so he is considered as fail because none of these condition is getting satisfied. So the else block will be getting executed. So this is how an if else if later works. So guys, are you clear with this example? To be more specific, here you have to get either next float as the input from the user, because marks can have decimal points, right? It doesn't mean that marks must only be an integer. So okay, sure. uh okay, so which takes a single character from keyboard as input check that. Okay, so I mean, in the sense we are going to check if it's a vowel or not, right? Okay guys, so are you clear with the if else if later? Guys, I just want to know, do you people know anything about ASCII values? Because I thought of introducing ASCII values when we are dealing with strings. Because only, when we are dealing with strings and characters, the ASCII value role comes into the play. So that's why I thought that time it will be, it will be very useful. But here, for the question which Mahesh has asked, there are two approaches, okay? Either directly we can check with the characters, or we can also, check it with the ASCII values, okay? Okay, so guys, are you clear with the if else if later? Guys, you can respond in the chat if you are clear with the if else if later. Otherwise, I'll repeat it again. And in order to check the vowel, okay, there are two approaches, okay. First, we have to, get a character from the user, okay. So only in this case we'll be calling it as vowel, right? A, E, I, O, U. Either it can be, smaller case, it can be in lower case, or it can be in uppercase. Uppercase means all the capital letters are termed as uppercase in terms of programming, and lowercase in the sense all the small letters, okay? It can be A, E, I, O, U as well, right? So either by using if else only we have to do this. Directly we can check if character is equal to A, or character is equal to E, or character is equal to capital A. Like this we can give all the 10 conditions, okay? So this is approach one. Don't worry, I'll code also. condition will be input no, because if this condition is given, then uh, B is also taken, right? Like input is greater than or equal to A and input is greater than or equal to Z. Like B also comes, Okay, okay, fine, fine. But anyways, like I will appreciate Jaship because you have tried it. Good. Okay, so this is my first approach. Okay. I'll be checking the character. I'll be giving the conditions directly. I'll be giving the characters directly, and then I'll be checking it. This is my approach one, and my approach two will be using ASCII values. Okay, ASCII values in the sense for each and every characters. Okay, whichever we are using in our programming, like it could be special characters, numbers, and what to say, like any symbols, like dots or any symbols, like any special characters, any alphabets, lowercase as well as uppercase. We do have a like defined number which is being assigned to it. Okay, so that is known as ASCII value. Okay, okay, cool. So this is the ASCII value table, and for capital A, the ASCII value is 65. Okay, and for small a, the ASCII value will be 97. I'll be showing you the ASCII value table. ASCII table. Yes, so here this is the ASCII table. Okay. Here these are the different characters, and these are the DEC means decimal. Okay, so here character is given. For capital A, the ASCII value is 65. For capital E, the ASCII value is 69. Okay, so we'll be having a predefined values. This is known as ASCII values. So we either we can directly give something like this, or we can check it with the help of ASCII values. So first of all, what I'll be doing, I'll be getting a character. Okay, character, like if it is capital A is going to be my input. First of all, I'll be converting it into its corresponding ASCII value. It's quite very simple. Okay. After converting, I'll be storing the ASCII value in an integer ASCII. My ASCII now holds the value 65, because for the character A, my ASCII value is 65, right? 65. So in this if condition, I'll be telling whether if the ASCII value is 65, or if my ASCII value is capital E, it is 69, or if my ASCII value is I, it's 73, or AIO 79. So something like this. So these are the two approaches by which we can check if the given character is a vowel or not. Okay. Gesture, are you clear with if else later? So before checking if it is a vowel or not, uh, I'll be telling you how to convert a particular character into its ASCII value. How to retrieve the ASCII value of a character. It's quite very simple, guys. Okay, so enter a character, then char input is equal to se dot next char at 0. Okay, so I have received a character from the user. Now just I'm going to give int ASCII is equal to, it is known as type conversion, int of wait, let me check if it works. I'll check if it works. Yes, it works. Okay, so Okay, so I'll be getting an input from the user, which is a character. Then I'm going to do typecasting. Typecasting or type conversion, in the sense we are going to change a data type into another data type. So here, input is a character data type, and here I'm converting it into int data type. Okay, so here my input is a character type. Here it is known as type conversion. Okay, I am converting the character data type into integer data type, and that's why the ASCII value is getting stored in the ASCII variable. Okay, so when I try to print the ASCII value, it is getting printed. If I am giving small a, 97 will be my ASCII value. If I'm giving small a, 97 will be my ASCII value. So in the table, if you check for a, 97 is going to be my ASCII value. ASCII values chart. And the full form of ASCII is American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Okay. Mm, Wait, I'll be giving you the tabular column. Yes, here it is. The same only. The same. But this is not in a structured format. That's why I'm showing you. Okay. Here they have given decimal as well as hexadecimal format as well. So for small a, the ASCII value is 97. So guys, ASCII एक बार फिर से समझ दीजिए, ठीक है? Okay. ASCII in the sense, like for all the characters or for all the symbols whichever we are using in our high level language, okay, a predefined, already it is being predefined. Okay, so for capital A, we are having some predefined number which is being assigned to it, and that is known as ASCII value. Okay, ASCII values are predefined. So in order to like represent capital A, its corresponding ASCII value is 65. Okay, for E it is 101, and we do have for space as well, for every decimal characters, for every not decimal special characters, for every operators, for everything we have ASCII values, which is already given. Okay, it is something like a standard code which is followed in programming. Okay, so here in my approach, I'm just going to retrieve the corresponding ASCII value of the bubbles. Okay, and I'm going to check if that ASCII value is similar. For example, here I have given small a, right? So my ASCII value is 97. So in my if condition, I'll be checking if my ASCII value is 97, then it is in bubble, right? If my ASCII value is 97, then it is going to be my vowel. A, small a. Yeah, the ASCII value is 97. It is getting checked over here. It is n vowel, a vowel. Okay, okay, Sakshi, are you clear with the concept? And this is whenever you are giving a particular character, this is how you are going to check its ASCII value. So you can give any character. Okay, so I'm going to give something K. The ASCII value is 107. Okay, here I have given only a simple if statement, and I have not given any if else block. That's why I'm not getting any output. Okay, because it is not 97, so it is not getting printed as verbal. So if you give any operators as well, so plus ASCII value is 43. For plus, the ASCII value is 43. Okay, guys, cool. Are you getting the things up to here? Okay, now let me code. Okay. Mm. I'll be telling you the second approach, because first approach is very simple. Okay, just you will be giving if char is equal to double equal to a, or char double equal to e, something like this, char double equal to I. You give all the all the 10 conditions here. Okay, and then if this is met, then you are supposed to print it as a vowel, or in the else block you just give it is not a vowel. Okay, so I'll be coding that particular example with the help of ASCII values. It is also quite very simple. Okay, so when a particular character is given, I'm checking if it is a vowel or not. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to check for A what is my ASCII value. For capital A it is 65, or ASCII is equal to, for my E it is 69, ASCII is equal to, for my I it is 73, or ASCII is equal to, if any of the condition is true then my output is going to be vowel. 79, my ASCII is equal to U85, or actually you, or okay, or small a, ASCII is equal to 97, or ASCII is equal to 101, small e, or ASCII is equal to small I 105, or ASCII is equal to 111, or ASCII is equal to small u 117. Okay, we'll be printing, if any of this condition is getting satisfied, then we'll be printing it is vowel. Okay, or else we'll be printing not a vowel. So when I enter a vowel, then it will be printing it as a vowel, because the ASCII, it is getting converted into its ASCII value. Okay, then we are checking whether the ASCII value lies in this range. Okay, I'm going to give a consonant U. It's a vowel. So guys, are you getting it? Yeah. Dot ignore uppercase is also there. Oh, yeah, we can do like this as well. Like ignore uppercase in the sense, yes, it ignores the case. Ignore case is available in Java, which ignores, or else whenever you are getting a particular character input from the user, either you can convert it into uppercase. Okay, either you can convert it into uppercase and you just give the ASCII values of the uppercase letters. Okay, or else you can convert it into a lowercase, and just this file condition is fine. Just you're going to check the ASCII value of the smaller, the lowercase letters. Okay, yes, this condition works. Good. When are you going to teach? In this class we'll not be dealing with Spring Boot, because this is quite like an introduction class to Java, right? So in this workshop we'll not be seeing about Spring Boot, Aravind. Okay, so this is, and thank you Mahesh for the question. Okay, so next we'll be having a nested if. Nested if in the sense, nested in the sense we are going to place one into another one, right? So we'll be having if this condition is true, then a particular statement it will be getting executed. We are going to have another if inside a if. Okay, for example, we can also have if, else if. We can also have else block. We can have as many as we can. Okay, so whenever we are having if else or if block inside an if block, or if block inside an else block, then we'll be calling it as nested if. Okay, so yes, I'll be getting a number. Okay, and I'm going to check whether it is divisible by 3 as well as by 5. Okay, so int number is equal to sc dot nextInt if num mod 3 is equal to 0, if the number is divisible by 3. Okay, so num mod 0 is equal to num mod 3 is equal to 0 in the sense that number must be divisible by 3. If I'm giving 9, then my when I try to divide, when I try to get the remainder, when I divide it by 3, the remainder is going to be 0. Okay, so if my number is divisible by 3, I'm going to check whether it is also divisible by 5 or not. If num mod pi is equal to 0, then I'll be printing divisible by both 3 and 5. Okay, so I'm going to check if my num mod 3 is equal to 0. I mean num mod 3 is equal to 0. If it is divisible by 3, I'm going to check if it is divisible by 5 as well. If both the condition is true, then this statement will be getting executed. Okay, or else in the else block I'll be giving the number is divisible by 3 but not by 5. Okay, because it is divisible by 3, then only the cursor comes up to this else block, because this condition is true, right? So that's why the cursor come here, or the execution comes here. Okay, the pointer, but not by 5. If it is divisible by 5, then it have been fulfilled in this condition itself. So yep, I'll be giving the input as 15. It is divisible by both like 3 and 5. What happened? Oh, it is very slow. Okay, so when I give 15, it is divisible by both 3 as well as by 5. If I give 21, 21 is divisible by 3, but it is not divisible by 5, right? I'm giving 21. The compiler is very slow. Divisible by 3, but not by 5. This is known as nested if, because we are having an if block inside another if block. Okay, guys, are you clear with the if statements? Yes. Dot ignore uppercase will not. Yeah, manually all the conditions you cannot write, because I mean the conditions uh, if you are converting everything to uppercase in the sense, then you have to just give the 5 conditions. The uppercase ASCII values just you are going to specify from capital A E I O U. Okay, but if you are converting the character which the user inputs into the lower case, then you are just going to give the condition for the lowercase a e I o u, small a e I o u. Okay, okay, thank you, Shubham. And I think Shubham has changed the profile picture. Okay, cool. Yes, so this is about the if statement. Okay, and next we do have something called as the switch case in Java. Okay, switch case is also one of the conditional statement. Okay, in switch case, and whatever thing we are writing inside a switch case, we can also write the same logic in if else if later as well. Okay, so here I'm going to give once again. So here I'll be giving an expression. Okay, I'm going to give some choice or some condition I'm going to give here over here inside my switch keyword, and I'm going to check it I'm going to check it with each case. Okay, so I'll be checking with the first case. If the condition is getting matched here, then this statement will be getting executed and I'll be giving a break statement. Okay, if in my second case, if it is not getting matched with my first case, then it comes to my second case, and it's something like if else if only. Okay, if my case 2 is getting matched, then the corresponding block will be getting executed. If none of my cases is matched, then my default block will be getting executed. Okay, now let's code a logic for I want to mm, week, I mean days of a week. Okay, so if I'm giving 0, then my output must be Sunday. If I'm giving 1, then my output must be Monday. Okay, I'm giving 2, so something like this. Okay, so with the help of switch case, we'll be finding the days of the week. Okay. Enter a number to find the corresponding day in a week. Okay. Okay. Next, inside my switch I'm going to store the input in a variable choice. Choice is equal to sc dot nexted. And one more thing, whenever you're using a switch case, a switch statement, uh, I mean, on what variable? Like here, I'm going to set my base condition as choice. Okay. In my switch case, I'm going to give the choice as the input to my switch case. Okay, and my choice data type is int. So all my cases must be of int only. For example, here, if the user gives 0 as a choice, means I'll be giving my first case 0. Okay, if this also must be an integer. This must the data type of the data type of the variable which we are defining in the case must map with the data type which you are giving as the input. So if my user is giving 0 as a choice, then I'll be printing system dot out dot println it is Sunday, and I'll be giving a break statement over here. Okay, when we give break statement, then the control comes out of the switch block one after execution of this statement. Okay, then now I'll be giving case 1 the same, it is Monday, right? So case 3, case 2, it is Tuesday, it is Wednesday, case 4, it is Thursday, case 5, it is Friday, case 6, Saturday. And if the user is giving any other numbers, okay, apart from 0 to 6, then I'll be telling it as an invalid choice. In my default case, I'll be telling it as an invalid choice. Okay, now I'll be giving the input. I'll be giving 5. So when the user gives 5, okay, here my 5 will be stored in the choice variable. Okay, I'll be telling you the flow how this which case works. Okay, um, so what happens here, it comes in, it comes to switch case. Okay, in the choice, we are going to give the choice to the input. So 5 is given as the input to the switch case, switch block. Now it checks whether 5 is getting mapped with 0. 5 is not equal to 0, so this condition is not matched. It comes to second case, 1 is not equal to 5, then this is not matched. 2 is also not matched, 3 is also not matched, 4 is also not matched. When it comes to this case, 5 is getting matched with 5. Okay, so this block is getting executed. Friday is printed over here, and here we are giving break statement. So the control comes out of the switch block. Okay, let's see what happens if you are not giving the break statement over here. Okay, if you are not giving the break statement over here, it will be printing Friday and Saturday. Okay, it's something like if this condition is getting satisfied, then all the other statements after that particular case, it will be getting printed. So here it will be Friday will be printed, then this case will not be checked. 5 will not be checked with 6. Okay, because already here the condition is true, so all the other statements will be valid only. Okay, so break statement is not, I'm going to comment out this break statement. It comes here, it prints Saturday, and then only it encounters a break, and then only it comes out of the switch case. So if you are not giving break after every cases in a switch block, then it leads to incorrect results. Like, see what happens. I'm giving 5. It is giving Friday and Saturday because 5 is getting matched with 5 here. Okay, and Friday is printed. After this, break statement is not there. Here, once a case is matched and not be getting checked with case another cases and all, Saturday is getting printed and then a break is encountered, so the control comes out of the switch case. So this is how a switch case work. Guys, are you clear with the switch block? I mean, ma'am, we can either write capital AU. Okay, either we can write capital AIOU, or yeah, you can go with it. In the sense, like, you have to fix a condition for either capital characters or a small characters. Okay, or you can also give condition for both the things as well. And guys, are you clear with this? We can also if using if else, if we have found if an vowel is if a character is vowel, right? So here also we'll be doing the same problem, but here let's let's shrink our input. Like, I'm going to give only uppercase characters as input, so A, E, I, O, U. Let's not concentrate on lower cases, because if lower case is also included, then we have to give more number of cases. Guys, once again, just a minute. Just let me know in the chat if everything, like what and all we have seen until now, is clear for you or not. Just a minute. Give me a minute. Sorry, guys, for the interruption. Okay. Yes. So now I'll be getting, like a character input. Enter a character. Guys, I hope you are coding with me parallelly. Do code with me. If you're having any, doubt, you can let me know. sc.next dot char at 0. Okay. So I'm going to pass a character. See, I said the data type which we are going to pass inside the switch must be equal to the data type over here, right? So I'll be printing A, E, I, O, U. Default case, it's a consonant. See, I'm having a constraint over here. I'm going to give only uppercase characters as input. Okay, don't ask like a small a comes also comes under vowel, but it is being printed as consonant. Okay, so here we will be giving a is a vowel, something like this. Okay, e is a vowel, I is a vowel, I o, u is a vowel. Okay, okay. So let me run. I'm going to give k. It's a constant. Okay, so because now it is not getting mapped with any of the cases, so the default block is getting printed. Okay, now if I'm giving I, I is a vowel, so it checks whether the character is equal to a, it is not. Character is equal to e, it is not. Character is equal to I, yes, the condition is true. So the statement is getting executed and a break. When a break is encountered, the control comes out of the switch case. So guys, are you clear with the switch case? I know it means character 0, index 0, but what is use case of this here? Yes, it is because the character, whenever you are going to give any, uh, if, for example, you just want to store a single character in character variable, we can store only a single character, right? But for example, if the user is giving a string as an input, so what happens? So you have to just take the first character from the string, and then only we have to assign it to the character variable, right? So for example, sc dot next here, there could be chances, or the code actually allows the user to give a string as an input, but we have to just retrieve the very first letter of the string, and then we have to assign it to the input variable, right? So that's why I'm giving the condition character at my 0th index. Okay, okay, Jashir, we are running out of time. Okay, next we will be seeing the control statements in Java. Okay, like control statements in the sense, for example, we do have three different types of control statements in Java: for loop, while loop, and do while loop. So all the three loops is going to function function the same way only. Okay, because there is no any major sort of difference in their functionality, but there is a slight difference when it comes to while and do while loop. Okay, we'll see it, don't worry. And we do have the concept of nested loops as well. Okay, so what is the need for going for using the control statements? Because for example, we want to do a particular task for n number of times. Okay, we cannot use print statements for that, right? For example, I want to print from 0 to 10. Okay, I want to print from 0 to 10. I cannot simply give system.out.println 0 s dot o dot p 1. Okay, if my range is from 0 to 10, that is fine. What if my range is 0 to 100? I want to print the numbers from 0 to 100. Each and every time we cannot give something as SOP, system.out.println 0, 1, 2 until 100, right? So that's in the sense like we are going to perform a particular task in an iterative fashion. Okay, in a repeated manner, or it can also be said as in a loop. I want to perform some particular task, and tasks like this can easily be, done with the help of control statements in Java. Okay. And for loop, this is the syntax for the for loop. Okay. Mm, for loop and while loop. So uh, these are very very important things when you are coming to CP competitive programming stuffs. Some people will be very comfortable with for loop, and some will be very comfortable with while loop. You can go with any loop because the functionality is just going to be same. But the thing here is, when you know how many times your loop is actually going to run, in the sense when your number of iteration is fixed, in the sense from if I want to print the numbers from 0 to 10, I know my loop must go 10 times only. From 0 to starting from 0 to 10, my loop will be going to 10, I mean like 10 times only. So in the sense when my iteration, the number of iterations, number of times the loop is going to run is fixed, then I can go with for loop. Okay, when I don't know how many times my loop is going to run, or when I don't know how many times I want to iterate to get the particular output, so in that cases we can use while loop. Okay, so this is just a simple note to remember. Okay. um and my a syntax will be for is the keyword. I hope you people know what is the meaning of keyword. Keyword is actually some reserved words or some predefined words which have a very mm, special meaning, and we cannot name a variable. We cannot use keywords as a variable. Okay. So for is the keyword, we'll be having three sections over here whenever we're using for loop. Initialization. First you want to initialize, you want to give uh, a value, okay, for the variable. So here I is going to be my variable, using which I'm going to traverse. You can also call I as the iterator, okay, because it is going to iterate over some number of times in my loop, right? So I is the iterator over here. First of all, I'll be initializing here, and here each and every time I'll be checking my condition. Okay, I'll be checking my condition if this is true. Only if this condition is true, my block inside the for loop will be getting executed. Guys, very simple. Uh, like only when some particular when it comes to for loop, or when it comes to the looping concepts, only until the condition is true your loop actually works. Once the condition is false, then your loop actually terminates. Okay. And here the updation is done. You're going to do some increment or some decrement. Okay, don't worry. So we'll be seeing an example for loop. Okay. um I just want to, print numbers from 0 to 10. Okay. Or print the multiplication. Okay. So printing multiplication table of 5. Okay. From 1 to 10. 5 into 1 is equal to 5 till 5 into 10. So here I know my number of iterations. Okay. It is going to be 10. So better I'll be going with for loop. For int I is equal to 1, I is less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. Okay. Okay, I'll be getting the multiplication table. Int num is equal to 0. Next. And println, enter a number for which you have to print the multiplication table. Okay. Okay. System.out.println num star Don't worry, I'll be explaining you the things. Num star I is equal to num star I. Okay. So I'll be giving a number 4. 4 into 1 is 4. 4 into 2 is 8. 4 into 3 is 12. Okay. So it's very simple. I'll be explaining you. Okay. So first of all, your I value, it is being initialized to 1, right? I value is initialized to 1. Now my condition will be I is less than or equal to 10. Okay. And I'll be incrementing my I plus plus. So actually here, first my I will be 1. Okay. So I is less than or equal to 10. 1 is less than or equal to 10. That is true. So the condition is true. So my statement will be getting executed. So what I'm going to print? Num is the number which I'm going to give as input. 4 into 1 is equal to 4 into 1. Num star I. Okay. Now my I value is 1. My num value will always be fixed. 4 into 1, it is 4. Okay. Now my I will be incremented to 2. Okay. So now my current I value is 2. It checks 2 is less than or equal to 10. This is true, right? So again, now my statement will be getting executed. Num 4 into, now my I value is 2. 4 into 2 is equal to, I'm going to compute the things over here. 4 into 2. 4 into 2 is 8. Okay, now my current I value is 2. Num is always fixed. 4 into 2, it is 8. Now my I will be incremented. So now my I becomes 3. 3. My condition is checked over here. 3 is less than or equal to 10. Here it is also true. So now my condition comes over here. Num 4 into 3 is equal to, current I value is 3. So num is already fixed. 4 into 3, it is getting completed 12. So these steps will be getting, now my I becomes 4. Current I value is 4. Okay. It checks 4 is less than or equal to 10. It is true. So my condition goes like this. Okay. My statement will be getting executed. Similarly, it goes. Now it goes. Now when my I becomes 10, okay, 10 is less than or equal to 10. Of course, 10 is equal to 10, right? So the condition is also true over here. So the statement will be getting executed. So 4 into 10, 40 will be printed. Now my I will be incremented. I becomes 11. Okay. So 11. 11 is less than or equal to 10. My condition is false over here. As my condition is false, my loop breaks and it comes out of the loop. So this is going to be my answer. So people are clear with the concept of for loop. This is how a for loop works. Guys, are you clear with for loop? Okay, cool. What about others? Only Jashir is present in the class, right? Next, you're going to use while loop. Okay. The syntax of the while loop is the same logic only. The syntax will be while the condition. Okay, while this condition is true only, your statement will be getting executed. Okay, while the condition is true, some statement is some statement will be getting executed, and then you have to increment or decrement your variable. Okay, for example, we'll be seeing very simple example for thank you, Shweta, for while loop. Okay, just I'm going to print from 0 to 10. Okay, so I'll be telling a value int num is equal to 1, while num is less than or is less than or equal to 10. I'm going to print num system dot out dot println num. Okay, yes, num plus plus. Okay, so initially I'm going to give the initialization part here. Okay, I'm initializing 1 to num. I'm going to check if my num is less than or equal to 10. 1 is less than or equal to 10 as the condition is true. So here it comes and it prints my num value. 1 is getting printed. Now my 1 is incremented. Now my 1 becomes 2. Okay, then the control comes over here. It checks whether 2 is greater less than or equal to 10. Okay, so I mean, 2 is greater than or equal to 10, 2 is less than or equal to 10, it is true. So 2 is printed. Now my 2 will be incremented to 3. 3 is less than or equal to 10. Condition is true. Number will be printed. All this happens. When my num becomes 10, 10 is less than or equal to 10. Of course, it is true. So my num will be printed. And now when my num is incremented, okay. So 10 plus plus, so it will be 11. 11 is less than or equal to 10. The condition is false, so the loop terminates. So guys, are you clear with the while loop concept? This is how a while loop works. So when you don't know how many number of fixed iterations you want to perform, you can go with while loop. Okay, and do while loop is very similar. Okay, it will be the syntax will be do the statement, the increment or the decrement thing, while the condition. Okay, so this is how the syntax of a do while will be done. So there will be a very minor very slight difference when you see while and do while. Okay, so in do while also you'll be doing the same thing. Do system dot out dot println num plus plus until while num is less than or equal to 10. Okay, when I'm giving the condition like this, okay, actually the same thing happens. 1 to 10 is printed, okay, but here in my do while, for the very first time, listen clearly, here is a catch over here. For the very first time, my statements in the do block will be getting executed, okay, without checking the while condition. Okay, for example, uh here I'm changing the condition only if okay, so only if my num is greater than or equal to 2, or if only okay, greater than or equal to 2, I'm going to do certain steps. Okay, um hmm, my num is 1. Okay, 1 is not greater than or equal to 2. Okay, so when we come to see about normal looping concepts, this statement will not be getting executed, right? Because num is 1, but this condition is false. 1 is not greater than 2. So this statement is not must not be executed normally, logically in that way, right? But see what happens over here. Oh, One second, one second. Okay, one second. It runs into infinite loop. Uh, okay. I'm not going to increment my num because it's going into an infinite loop. So yeah, take this example. Okay, my num is 1, and this condition is actually false. When this condition is false, the system dot out dot println statement must not work, right? Logically. But what happens in the do while? Okay, for the very first time, the statements in the do while will be executed at least once without even checking the condition. I'll be giving the same logic in a while loop. While num is greater than or equal to 2, let me print it. I'll comment it out. Okay, let's see what happens in a normal while condition. So I'm giving my one as num as 1, and while num is greater than or equal to 2, I'm going to print my num value. Nothing will be printed. So this is a very slight difference. Okay, so whenever we are taking a do while loop without checking the while condition at least once for the very first time, all your statements inside the do block will be getting executed, and if you're using any println statements, it will be printed. Okay, but when we are giving a do while, we are getting an output. Okay, so guys, are you clear with the things over here? And this is all about the control statements in Java. Okay, now we'll be seeing a very a coding problem. Factorial of a number. I don't know like how many people know factorial meaning. So for example, I want to factorial is actually denoted by exclamatory symbol. Okay, so if I want to compute the factorial of 5 factorial is equal to 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, which is 120. Okay, so either you can do it with the help of while loop, or you can also do it with the help of for loop. Okay, so let me do it with the help of for loop. Okay, factorial of a given number. Guys, are you clear with the concepts of while and do while, and the difference of how a while works and how a do while works? After this, we'll also be seeing uh, nested loops, nested for loops, because whenever you are attending interviews, okay, there could be many questions which is based on nested loops. Guys, do respond because we have more things to complete. So you can ask the doubts then and there, so that I'll be clarifying it. Jashir, Shweta, are you clear with the concepts? Okay, thank you, Mahesh. What about others, guys? Okay, so I hope thank you guys. So I hope you are working with me parallelly. Okay, so factorial of a given number. Okay, so I'm going to get the number from the user. Okay, and I'll be giving a for loop for int I is equal to 1. I'll be telling you the logic what I'll be doing here. I'm going to get the input from the user. So when the user inputs 5, okay, I'll be running loop from 1 to 5. Okay, and I'll be assigning I'll be assigning 1 to a variable called fact. Okay, now wait, I'll be coding, and then I is less than or equal to num is equal to s0 extent num I plus plus int fact is equal to 1, fact star is equal to I. Factorial of num is fact. Okay, so I'll be explaining you the code. So now the user has given the input 5. Okay. Now I'm going to assign my I value as 1. Okay, and my fact value as 1. So my fact value is 1. Okay, my current I value, I'll be checking if I is less than or equal, I is less than or equal to num and I plus plus. And my fact computation. Fact is equal to, I'll be representing it as F star I. Okay. So I have initialized I to 1. So now my I value is 1 over here. 1. My fact is also 1. I'll be checking if 1. Okay. Wait. Guys, be very clear. This is my number. Okay. So my number is going to be 5. Okay. I value, I'm going to start from 1 to num. 1 to 5. 5 is inclusive here, and I am having in order to compute the factorial, I am assigning a fact variable, and I am assigning it to 1. Okay, so I'll be checking 1 is less than or equal to num is 5 here. Yes, it is true. So here it comes and computes fact is equal to fact star I. Fact is already 1, so 1 is equal to 1 star. My current I value is 1. So now my fact value will be 1. Okay. Now my I will be incremented. Fact default value is 1, and num's default value is 5. Okay. My I will be incremented to 2. Okay. Now my current I value is 2. It checks whether 2 is less than or equal to 5. Yes, it is true. So what happens? My F value, my current F value is 1. F is equal to F star 1. So F is equal to 1 star my current I value. My current I value is 2, 1 star 2. So my F value will be 2. Okay. In the sense, I'm just going to multiply the F with my I value, with my current I value. So already in my previous step, I have 1 in the F variable. Okay. So I'm going to compute 1 into 2. Current I value is 2. And I will be assigning it to F. Okay. Then my I value will be incremented to 3. 3. 3 is less than or equal to 5. The condition is true. So F is equal to, in my previous step, I have 2. 2 into current I value, 3. 6 will be the answer. 6 will be assigned to F. 6. F becomes 6. Now my I will be incremented to 4. 4 is less than or equal to 5. The condition is true. So what happens? previous f value was 6. 6 into my current I value 4. So 24 will be stored in my f variable. 24, it's not 27, 24. Okay. Next, my I will be incremented. It becomes 5. Current I value is 5. 5 is less than or equal to 5. So my f value in the previous step was 24. So 24 into my current I value 5. The answer will be 120. Now my I becomes 6. Current I value is 6. It checks if 6 is less than or equal to num value is 5, right? So 5. Now the condition fails, so the loop terminates. Okay, guys, are you clear with this? Are you clear with this is how the factorial works? So in my f value, my last updated value is 120, so I'm getting 120 as the output. So guys, are you clear with the factorial problem? We can try it with other numbers as well. 3. 3 into 2 into 1. Guys, are you clear with the factorial concept? Guys, you can let me know in the chat. Factorial. Okay, thank you. And you people can try out the next example with the help of for loop or while loop. Uh, just like I'll be telling you the logic, you can try it out. Okay, it's Fibonacci series. In the Fibonacci series, every time the series starts with 0, 1. Okay, I mean, the logic here is, see, 1 plus 0. Okay, so the sequence or the series is like this only. It starts with 0 and 1, and my third digit will be 1 because I want to compute, the summation of the previous element and see, for example, if I want to compute what will be my next element, I want to add the previous two elements. Okay, so here 1 plus 0, 1. For computing my second next element, 1 plus 1, 2 will be my next element. Then 2 plus 1, 3 will be my next element. 3 plus 2, 5 will be my next element. 5 plus 3, 8 will be my next element. Okay, 8 plus 5, 13 is going to be my next element. So the logic is, no, I won't be telling the logic, but you try it out. When the user gives, okay, 5 as the input, you have to print the fifth number in the series. Fifth number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The output must be 3. If the user wants the eighth number in the sequence, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13 will be my output. So guys, I hope you understood the question of Fibonacci series. You can also check how the logic, not the logic, what is the Fibonacci series problem in internet, and you can try it out. Okay, with finding the logic for it. Only Jashir understood the concept. What about others? Next, now we'll be seeing about the jumping statements in Java. Okay, do while the jump statements. We do have two jump statements already. Like we have seen a jump statement, break and continue. You know what is the meaning of break, right? Break means whenever the system encounters a break keyword, irrespective of all the things, the control comes out of the loop. Okay, so the loop gets terminated. Okay, and continue. Whenever I'll be showing you an example, whenever you're giving continue keyword for that particular iteration, okay, if a continue is being if continue is being encountered, then all the other statements after the continue keyword will not be executed. Okay, it will be getting skipped. I'll be telling you an example. Hmm. Jumps, jump statements. Okay. Uh, for int I is equal to 1, I is less than 10, I plus plus. Okay. If my I is equal to 4, then I'm going to break. Otherwise, I'll be printing system.out.println I. Okay. So first I'll be giving a demonstration of how a break statement works. Okay. So if my I when my I becomes 4, I'm going to break the loop. Okay. Otherwise, until then I'll be printing my I value. Okay. So see what happens. Okay. Uh I is 1 and I is less than 10. Yeah, it is true. And when I will be incremented, it becomes 2. Okay, 1 becomes 2. 2 is less than 10. It is fine. And it checks whether 2 is equal to 4. No. So until 3 it works. When I becomes 4, 4 is equal to 4. Yes, the condition is true. So break is being encountered. So the control comes out of the break. Okay. I mean, the control comes out of the loop. If I'm giving continue, nothing. When I is equal to 4, when this condition is true, and when the control encounters the continue keyword, all the other statements, all the other block of statements after the continue will not be getting executed, it will be skipped. In the sense, when the continue keyword is encountered, it the control directly goes again to the for loop, and next iterations will be carried out. uh, I mean, not the statements after the continue keyword will be executed. For example, here, see what happens. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 SOP statement is getting executed and it is printed. When I is equal to 4, continue is encountered. So the everything which the statement which is present after the continue keyword will not be executed. It will be getting skipped. So after continue statement is continue keyword is encountered, the control goes to the for loop, and now my I becomes 5. 5 is not equal to 4, so this will be executing, my print statement will be getting executed. So this is how, the difference between break and continue. Whenever we are giving break statement, the loop entirely terminates. When you are giving a continuous statement, when the loop encounters the continuous statement, the statements, the block after the continue keyword, what and all you're giving, I mean, if you are having 10 lines of code also, all the 10 lines will not be executed. It will be getting skipped once your control sees continue keyword. Yeah, main difference is this. Now you understood, Sakshi. In break, the loop breaks. So here I'm giving continue, only that particular step is getting skipped. When I is equal to 4, nothing, all this becomes inactive for that particular iteration. So SOP statement is not getting executed. Again, it continues with the other iterations as well. But when I give break over here, my entire loop breaks. Okay. Sakshi, are you clear with this? Guys, are you clear with the jump statements in Java? And after this, we'll be seeing, like the nested loops concept. Okay. We'll be, printing some patterns. Okay. After printing the patterns, I'll be telling you how to work with Java arrays. we'll be just seeing how to initialize an array, okay, how to find the length of an array, and how to access the elements in an array. We'll be just seeing an introduction for that. Tomorrow we'll be starting the day with Java strings in Java, okay, and we'll be solving very nice algorithm. We'll be seeing a very nice algorithm, and then we'll be seeing the classes and objects concept, oops concept, okay. Okay, method as well. Okay, tomorrow we'll be seeing the methods. Okay, uh, nested loops, star patterns. Okay, there are many patterns, like you are supposed to print patterns like this or patterns like this. Okay, I'll be also showing you a sheet where you can work on many pattern problems. Okay, and pattern problems are very important whenever you're focusing on interview aspect. Okay, because there are many companies which ask you to print the patterns. Okay, Sakshi, are you clear with that? I'll be first, I'll code and then I'll be letting you know. Nested in the sense one inside the another. So for loop, nested for loop means I'm going to have a for loop inside another for loop. Okay, for int I is equal to, I'll be getting the input from my user. Int num is equal to sc dot next int. I'm going to print a square. Okay, 1 I is less than or equal to num I plus plus. For int j is equal to 1. I mean, let's go with this pattern, triangle. A right angle triangle. J is less than or equal to num j is less than or equal to I, j plus plus. Okay, system dot out dot print star. Okay, okay, so when my input is 3, I'll be having 3 rows. Okay, and when my input is 5, I'll be having 5 rows. Okay, so this is a right angle triangle. Don't worry, the star pattern is very simple, but this is it takes time to understand. So I'll be moving on with a moderate example, so that uh, I mean, it'll be very clear for you. Okay, um let's go with a very small number, 3. Okay, so this is the output. I'll be telling you how the logic works. First of all, there are certain things you want to know whenever you are using nested loop. Okay, for you're using the first loop, this is known as the outer loop. Okay, and when you have an inner and one more for loop inside the outer for loop, this for loop is known as inner for loop. Okay, inner for loop. So here in this example, this for loop will be termed as outer for loop or outer loop, and this is termed as inner for loop or inner loop. Okay, now always whenever we try to print star patterns, my outer loop, it determines the number of rows. Okay, and my inner loop, it actually denotes the number of columns. Okay, here I have asked the user to input the number of rows. Okay, he has given, they have given 3. So 3 is going to be my number of rows. Okay, so my outer loop always, it contributes to the number of rows, and the inner loop always contributes to the number of columns. Don't worry, you'll be getting it. I'll be explaining you. Okay. No, okay. So my I value, I is less than or equal to num I plus plus. Okay, then inside my j will be there. J, the current value of j. I want to check whether j is less than or equal to I. Okay, and j plus plus. If it is true, I'll be printing star and a space. Okay, so let my output screen be here. Okay, okay. So I'm getting the num value from the user. My num is going to be 3 in this case. Okay, so num is 3. Every time it is 3. So every time my I will be starting from 1 and my j will be starting from 1. Okay, so my current I value is 1. I'm going to check, guys, like, are you how's the Josh? Are you people awake? Please don't sleep. It is very interesting. Okay, just like, listen to me. 1 is less than or equal to 3. Okay, the condition is true, right? The condition is true. 1 is less than or equal to 3 is true. So the control comes to the inner loop. Okay, in my inner loop my j value is 1. Okay, now my current I value is 1. So I'll be checking if 1 is less than or equal to 1. Yes, the condition is true. The condition is true. So what I'm doing now, my control comes here, system.out.print star. So a star will be printed over here. Star is printed, and the space is also, I have given space over here. Space is also printed. Okay, now my j is incremented. Okay, after executing this, my control comes to my inner loop. J gets incremented to 2. Okay, now my current j value is 2. I'll be checking if 2 is less than or equal to 1. No, the control, the condition is false. So my control, I mean, the condition is false. So this inner for loop terminates and it comes here. Here I have given system.out.println. So my control here will be in the output screen. My control comes to the in my next line. Okay, and again after this, now my control goes to the outer loop. Okay, in my outer loop now my I value will be incremented to 1 plus plus. Okay, now what happens? 1 plus plus, it is 2. It is 2. Now it checks whether 2 is less than or equal to 3. Yes, it is true. So from here, again my control comes to my inner loop. Okay, j starts from 1. Now my j will be 1. 1 is less than or equal to, my current I value is 2. 2. Yes, it is true. So the statement inside the inner loop will be getting executed. Star and a space will be printed. Okay, now next my j will be getting incremented. 2 plus plus 1 plus plus, it is 2. Okay, so my current j value is 2. 2 is less than or equal to 2. Yes, this condition is also true. So again, this star will be printed. One more star will be printed and a space is printed. Okay, now my j is incremented, so j becomes 3. Okay, 3 is less than or equal to 2. Condition fails, so my control comes out of my inner loop. Okay, so here system.out.println, in my output screen again it comes to the next line. Okay, and again the check goes to the outer loop. Okay, in my outer loop my I value will be incremented. 2 plus plus. Now my current I value is 3. 3 is less than or equal to 3. Okay, Yes, the condition is true. So my control comes to my inner loop. Now my j value is 1. 1 is less than or equal to 3. It is true. So my star will be printed. Again, my 1 gets incremented to 2. 2 is less than or equal to 3. Condition is true. Star gets printed. Then 2 will be incremented to 3. 3 is less than or equal to 3. Star gets printed. Okay, so now my 3 will be incremented to 4. 4 is less than or equal to 3. The control fails, and it comes out of my inner loop. Now println statement. So in my output screen, my control comes to the next line. Okay, now again it goes to the outer loop. Okay, now 3 is my current I value. My I value will be getting incremented. So 3 plus plus 3 plus plus is 4, and here in this condition it checks whether 4 is less than or equal to 3. No, it is wrong. So my control comes entirely out of my outer loop. So that's it. My code is terminate. I mean, like, my program is comes to an end. So this is how the logic behind the star pattern, or this is how a nested loop works. Guys, are you clear with the nested loop concept? Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Just go through the code. If you have any doubts, like, let me know in the chat. Just a minute. Sorry for the interruption, guys. So why, like, nobody has acknowledged? Jashir, have you understood how a nested for loop works? Sakshi, Simran, Shweta, Mahesh. This is easy only, na? Guys, are you clear? Okay, Sakshi. Thank you. Guys, what about this? Okay, done. Okay, so this is how, you will be actually implementing the star patterns. Like, yes, Jashir. Uh, if you want to like work more on the star patterns, okay, here you will be having different star patterns. Okay, so you can 22 variations will be there. You can try it everything so that you will be having a strong hold on solving any star patterns. Okay, just put Stiver's star patterns. You'll be getting it. You'll be getting here must do pattern problems before starting DSA. So yes, you'll be having 22 variations, and there are also patterns like you are supposed to print patterns similar to alphabets like yum, ye, and all those things. But usually alphabets they won't be asking. Okay, what question you have, Jashir? The outer loop increments from 1 to 2 to 3. Outer loop, yes, because in the outer loop, okay, I have given, I mean, only three times my this is going to work. And in the condition of my outer loop, like every time I is being incremented from 1 to 2 to 3. But in my inner loop, uh when my I is 1 also, my j is going to start from 1 to I. My j is going to start from 1 next to, I mean, it is going to increment, okay? So even if my I is 1 also, my j will be starting from 1 only. Like if my I is 2 also, my j is going to start from 1 only, because here I'm just incrementing. But in my inner loop, I have given the condition like every time my j must start from 1 and it must go until I. Okay, because then only you'll be getting the logic, right? When my I is 1, I j, I j. When my I is 1, my j is also 1, because 1 is less than or equal to 1, right? So I'll be having only one star which is present in my first line, first row. Next, when my I is 2, my j can have values from 1 to, then only two times, like two stars I'll be having in my second row. Okay, and when my I is 3, again my j will be starting from 1 to j 1 only, because I have given the condition like this. So 1, 2, 3, 3 stars. So I'll be having 3 over here. And again, like if my I gets incremented for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 times I want to print stars, right? So condition goes like this. Now have you understood, Jashir? I mean, this is how the logic, right? This is actually the, j determines the number of columns. So in my first row, one column must be there. There I'm going to print 1D star. Okay. In my second row, I must have two columns. That is what I'm asking. Why j starts from 1 again when I gets incremented? Yes, I mean that is the logic over here. See here, I mean whenever we are trying to build the logic, like I just want to compute in my first row I need one star. Okay, if the condition is like this, like I j, if if my condition is 1, and if j is also starting from somewhere, means I mean like I mean I think you're not getting the correct logic, because I just want this numbers, because this many times only my star will be getting executed. Okay, so when my I is 1, my j value must be from 1 to that particular number. Okay, when I is getting incremented, j will not be starting from that particular number. For when I is, when I is 2, j will not start from 2. If j is starting from 2 only, I'll be having one star in every case. Okay, when my I is 2, I have to have two stars in this particular output, right? So what I'm doing, 1 2, like that's why I'm starting my j value from 1. I mean, am I confusing you, or am I telling in the right way? Are you getting the point, Jashir? Why inner loop gets restart? Yes, because I have given the condition like this. Yeah, like see, my I value is incremented, but in my inner loop, every time I'll be starting from 1 and I'll be traversing until I. This is actually the logic which I have framed here. So in order to solve these kind of problem, you have to frame logics in such a way, like like this only. I mean, what happens if I'm not getting restarted? I'm just giving I over here and I over here. What happens? I'll be getting only single star in every step. See, only one stars, because I have already said the inner loop actually accounts for the number of columns, right? So in my first row, I must have only one column. So that's why when my I is 1, my j will be one, like it starts from 1 and 1 is less than or equal to 1, so only one star will be there. Now when my I is 2, like this is not the way how I'm going to initialize my values. This is the thing, the final outcome must be I want to get this star pattern. Okay, so logic over here, how I want to build this: in my first row I want to have one column, in my second row I want to have two columns, in my third row I want to have three columns, something like this, right? So that's why I'm restarting it again, and this is the logic which I have built in order to solve this particular problem. You can come out with your own logics as well. Okay, are you getting the thing? And when my I becomes 2, because here I have also said my outer loop just tells the number of rows. So again, if I'm going to I cannot restart I here. Okay, because only 3 times my rows must be there. Are you getting the point? Okay. um Yes. Yeah. So when I is 2, my J will be starting from 1, 2. So 2 stars. Count of my stars matters here. Not not the numbers which I have given here. And when my I is 3, my J will be, travels from 1, 2, 3. So 3 stars, 3 counts I need. 3 times I want to make this loop to run. So that's why I'm changing the condition. I'm altering the conditions accordingly. Okay, and this is how, this is how this works. When you try to replace star by I, you'll be getting pattern like this. Once again, the comparison. Yes, you'll be getting pattern like this: 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5. Because here you are printing the I value, because I value, as the number is 1, it can only have the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and for every number of row columns which is changed over in my inner loop, I am going to print I. So there could be patterns like this as well, because here we have patterns, right? Like these numbers, okay, this pattern only I have solved. You can change only, ma'am also provide us update regarding internship, like assignments, task submission. I think Octanet team will be contacting you, because I'm just the lecturer over here, just sure. Okay, uh then if I'm giving J here, my pattern becomes like this. So this is where, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, something like this. Or if I'm giving J is equal to I, just, like whenever you are dealing with the star patterns, you have to just alter the conditions. Okay, uh, greater than or equal to 1, J minus minus. See what happens in this. In 5, it goes 1. All the ones are, diagonally I'm printing. Diagonally, things are getting printed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Diagonally, it is getting printed. So these are all the different star patterns. Okay, and you can go through these many variations over here. Okay, and today I thought of starting with um, methods and arrays as well. Okay, don't tomorrow we'll be starting with arrays and strings, and then we'll be going to the classes and objects concept. But I just, for a couple of minutes, I'll be telling you how we'll be accessing the elements in an array. Okay, I'll be just giving you an introduction. Okay, okay, for example, array means, like, array is a linear data structure where I'll be storing the elements of similar data type. Okay, and you have to also specify the data type the data type of your array. If you're giving int arr or array, your array name, then it means that in your array only integer elements are going to be there. Okay. uh, and if you're giving float or you're giving string character array, it depends. Okay, on based on use cases, it depends. And also now I'll be telling you how to access the elements in an array or how to traverse an element in an array. Okay, actually here we'll be using the concept called indexing. Okay, and in Java we only do have forward indexing, we don't have any backward indexing. Okay, now here let's suppose my array name is going to be a is equal to this array. Okay, um here my size of the array is 4 because I am going to store 4 elements in my array a. Okay, but my indexing goes from 0 to size of the array minus 1, so 0 to 4 minus 1 3. So my indexing will be starting from 0 1 2 3. Okay, I don't have any backward indexing like minus 1 and all. In Python we have backward indexing, but in Java we only have forward indexing. Okay, and if I have elements like 10 20 30 40 means in order to traverse an element, okay, I just want to give something like a of the index. I can only manipulate the elements which is present in an array with the help of indexing only. A of 0, whenever I try to print a of 0, I'll be getting the output 10. Or okay, when I try to retrieve a of 3, you'll be getting 40 as the answer. For example, here my size of the array is 4. Okay, but my indexing starts from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3. If I try to access a of 4, what happens? Index out of bounds error will be arising because only up to index from 0 to 3 range I will be able to access the elements. If I'm giving 4 means an exception occurs, index out of bounds exception, because there is no 4 index here. Okay, so this is actually an array is actually a linear data structure where you'll be storing the elements of similar data structure, where you'll be storing the elements of similar data type. And whenever if you want to manipulate, or if you want to update the elements in an array, or if you want to retrieve and access the elements in an array, you are supposed to use only the indexing concept. And in arrays in Java we only have forward indexing. Okay, and if you want to find the size of the array, you can just use dot length method, which is already present in Java. Okay, so yep, tomorrow we'll be seeing more on arrays and strings, and we'll also be seeing an algorithm, a very very interesting algorithm which has more value. Okay, and we'll be seeing the oops concepts as well. So yes guys, so we'll wind up today's session. If you people have any doubts, you can ask me in the chat, or you can tell me the feedback of today's session. How was the class? Is there any doubts? Have you understood every concept which you have studied, which you have seen today? Guys, respond in the chat now. And one more minute to go. Don't worry. Jashir, Shaurabh, Shweta, Mahesh, Simran, yes, Mamolki. Thank you. Guys, you can also leave your feedbacks over here. Okay, thank you, Simran. I'm happy that you people are attentive. Shweta. So guys, if you have any doubt, you can let me know in the chat. And I have also asked you to bring the logic for Fibonacci series, right? So like try solving the Fibonacci series problem. So the Fibonacci problem, because I mean there you'll be learning more. It'll be if you get the logic, no, it's cool. If you're not getting logic, that's fine. You can learn. Jashi, like I'm not sure about the internship details. I'm just the lecturer over here, so you can ask the Octanet team. Okay. So guys, yes. So if you have any doubts, you can let me know in the chat, or else we'll wind up. Thank you everybody for your patience. Thank you all. We'll be seeing tomorrow. Thank you all, guys. Yes, like